Get Warrior Tough, Mental Training 101 with Andrew Wittman and Dutch Coleman. And now back to Andrew and Dutch.
All right, we're back at it. Dutch and Andrew. Dutch is at the Dutch Coleman on the Twitter. I'm at Warrior Tough PhD. Use the hashtag Get Warrior Tough. We're talking about facts and truth and alternative facts and how the human machine picks and chooses those facts that line up with our own opinions, perceptions, experiences, attitudes, beliefs, and justifications of our own actions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yep.
I say it's pretty cool is because once you understand how it works, the whole thing, interacting with people will open up to you. And originally we wanted to title this article RELAX, relax, right, Dutch?
Mm-hmm. Which I think is amazing, because that's exactly what it allows you to do when you understand the difference between facts and truth. You don't get all worked up. You don't become abusive. You don't become, angry and attacking. And all those things are curtailed because you understand what's going on. So you are relaxed, and you let things go down the path that it's going to go down, because you're dealing with other human beings. Again, you may be the only one in the room that understands what's happening. So you're going to behave differently from everyone else, which means essentially you're going to be more effective in your communications than everyone else.
Yeah, it's amazing. So now this next section is called Facts versus Truth. So facts and truth are two completely different entities. Let me say that again. Facts and truth are completely different. Facts are something that have actual existence. A fact is merely information. It's neutral, it's independent, and it's objective. And when I was a cop investigating a crime, I was always in search of the facts. Remember that Dragnet show? Nothing but the facts, man. The facts, which then are entered into evidence. Now, if and when a case went to court, Dutch, what do the witnesses swear to tell?
The whole truth.
The truth, right? Now, which one's more reliable, Dutch? Evidence or eyewitnesses?
Evidence.
Right. Everybody knows for a fact that eyewitnesses are not reliable. And the reason is because by default, or by default, depending on where you are in the country, I know, right? Humans deal in truths, not in facts. Let me say that again. By default, or default, wherever you are in the country, humans deal in truths, not in facts. The truth is created by our internal perception or perceptions of the facts and the circumstances that make up the experiences of our lives.
And, truths is something that can be moved by something as simple as how many people believe it to be true. If a lot of people believe it to be true, it becomes more true. Facts are just facts. They are what they are. Truths move left and right, up and down.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who buys into. Facts are what they are. It doesn't matter who's on board with them. Right.
Right. It doesn't matter the interpretation. It is what it is. Truths can be anywhere. Truth can be something. Something can be true tomorrow, false the next day, and then true again the day after that, because it's all about what people believe, what their perceptions are, what they're willing to accept. And a lot of times, due to that, aren't based in anything factual.
Right. So let's break it down. We'll give this example, right? So I wrote in the article, for example, the fact is it's 68. It was actually 72 by the time this went to press. 68 degrees outside here in South Carolina. The truth is that after 3 years of living in Hawaii, 68 degrees was downright cold. However, it's also a truth that after spending a winter in Serbia and Kosovo, 40 degrees felt balmy, and 68 is like heat stroke territory. So facts, the degree, cannot change. 68 degrees, 40 degrees, those are facts. That's unalterable. Truth, on the other hand, is pliable. I'm either hot or I'm cold or I'm warm. See, that's where the truth is. It's pliable. It changes.
And the truth can change as quickly as how long it takes you to get on an airplane and go to another location. Now, the truth is completely different. And that's why we don't want to rely on truth. We want to rely on facts.
Right. But by default, the human relies on truth. And until you understand that, your default mode will always go back to truth. So, go ahead.
You were talking about how I use that on Sports Talk Radio. I was using that today. We were having this discussion. One of my buddies, I'll call him out, Juwan, was
What's up, Juwan?
talking about I know, right? Talking about NBA basketball, and there's this myth that the Western Conference is so much better than the Eastern Conference. But little old me, I said, oh, let me investigate. Let me see what the facts are. I know what everybody in the world believes. The West is so much better. Well, when I did my research, the West was better. In fact, better than the East by 14 games. So it's 14 games over 500. So head to head, the West was 14 games better than the East. But the kicker for anybody who pays attention to NBA basketball, there was this team called the Golden State Warriors who were 73-9. And they had a spectacular record against the East. I think they were plus 30 games over the East. So when you take Golden State out of the equation,
the outlier, yeah.
Yes, now the East has a losing record. The West has a losing record against the East. And there's a second place team called the San Antonio Spurs, who likewise had an incredible record against the East. So then if you take them out of the equation, it gets even worse. So, of course, my buddy, he doesn't want to hear that. He goes, oh, there you go with those stats again. I said, no, my friend, those are facts. Because now you realize how top-heavy the conversation was, and it's just those two teams. So the conference as a whole was not better, but the entire world believes that the West is just dominating force.
Right.
And so the other myth was, well, LeBron James doesn't do well against the West. So I looked into that. He was 22-6 against the West. So they said, oh, he only wins because he only dominates the East. He only dominates the East. That's why he wins these championships, because he plays in the East. If he had to play in the West, he'd lose. And I said, okay, well, I looked at his record against the West head-to-head. He's 22-6, so it looks like he's dominating both sides. He's just playing more against the East. So these are facts. They have their own truths based on what they want to believe about that guy, what they all join in together. And it has nothing to do with the facts. So,
right. So most humans, by default, they don't want to be confused by the facts. They don't want their truths to be upset by the facts.
Absolutely.
Right. So
absolutely.
Once you know this, then, and this is what, once you know this is how it works, what happens is you take the facts of any circumstance and perceive them from any angle, creating for yourself a truth or truths. And listen, this is what you've already been doing. This is how the machine works. You'll look at facts, you draw conclusions, you make assumptions and presumptions, and you come up with a belief. Truths are what beliefs are founded on. So, and then I said we act on our truths. Almost everybody knows the medical facts that fast food isn't good for you, but most of us, the truth is that it's okay, and that's based on the fact that the fast food industry makes billions of dollars a year in sales every year, and the fact that 1 out of every 10 deaths in this country are related to obesity.
Preach.
Facts and truth. So, and this is so it really, the furor, and that's what the fury, the furor, the chaos, the confusion, the rampant emotions out there in the country right now are all based on people selecting the facts that they want to select, alternative facts, and then taking a truth based on the fact.
And sometimes it's not even about a selective process. People just jump on with whatever said. And that can be very dangerous. We need to be able to, number one, and we're dealing with in this first section, is number one, recognizing that they're two different things.
Yeah.
That's the first step.
That is the first step, which is the next, right? The last part of the article is called recognize, acknowledge, and evaluate. This is and I'll just read it, and then I'll let you talk. We must collect as many unbiased, objective, and evidence-based facts as possible in order to create logical, well-reasoned, clear opinions and make clear decisions. Facts must be recognized, evaluated, acknowledged, and evaluated. So there's the three things. Recognize it, acknowledge it, and evaluate it. This is the first step, is recognize, Dutch. Go.
And it's not as easy as it seems. So I challenge everyone, starting at this moment, evaluating everything as either fact or truth that you deal with. And you'll see how many different things that you've been living by as fact when it was in fact a truth.
Yeah, you believed you thought it was a fact, but in fact, it's a truth. And
when we go through in our seminars and we go through our training, we'll have a list, and we'll actually even let the participants come up with a list of things that they used to think was a fact. That's really a truth. I mean, it's a neat exercise. Everyone loves it. They enjoy it. But it's mind blowing because you don't know how much of your life you've been operating in truths when it could have been very dangerous. I mean, decisions are, life altering decisions are made each day based on truths and not facts. And in any given moment, that can be very dangerous. It can be very detrimental to your health, to your career, to a family member, a loved one, because you're operating in truths. And we need to be able to recognize that they're two different things, and we need to be able to separate them, and we need to be able to move forward based on that. But again, recognizing it, this recognition stage is huge. You got to go through these exercises. So jot some of them down, jot some things down that you might have been operating as fact, but it's actually a truth, and vice versa. So it's a wonderful exercise. I encourage you to go through our training because we go a little more in depth with it. We always say go to getwarriortough.com, www.getwarriortough.com. Get some information on the training, whether it's for you individually. You can download the CEO of You. You can recommend it to your company, your organization, your business, if you're a business owner. But this is one small piece that can be just life altering in a positive way. If you get this first step down, recognizing that truth and fact are two different things.
Right. And I'll just cue up just a little small sample so folks understand. Okay. So these are all truths. Love. Momentum. Momentum is a truth.
Mm-hmm.
Love is a truth. It means, and here's how we know it. It means different things to different people. That's how you know something's a truth. Fear. Stress. Let me talk about stress for a second. People are like, no, stress is a fact. No, the negative consequences of stress are facts. And we give a bunch of those facts in our training, such as most heart attacks occur at 9 a.m. on Monday morning. That's a fact. The stress that caused the heart attack is a truth. One of the top stresses in the world is public speaking. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't stressed at all, and neither are you when we get on the podium. Are you stressed out?
Nope.
No, you're jazzed, man. We love it. We can't wait to get in front of another audience. So therefore, it has to be a truth, because what stresses a lot of people out doesn't stress you and me out. Stress is a truth. It's not a fact. There are negative consequences that are facts that are tied to having stress that's a negative. Arrogance is another one. I was talking to somebody today, and I said, when everybody says, so-and-so, and I know this is a shock to you, Dutch, but I have actually been accused of being arrogant before. And I told her, she's like, no, not you. I'm like, yes, I know it's true. It's awful, but they say you're arrogant. But here it's a truth. When somebody says so-and-so is arrogant, that's a truth, because what are they really saying? If you said somebody's arrogant, what is it that you're really saying?
It's how they make you feel.
Yes,
it's just more about you than it is about them or who they are.
Right. You feel inferior when you're around them, so they make you feel. But remember, like Eleanor Roosevelt said, nobody can make you feel anyway without your permission. Right.
Yeah,
so
we got about 30 seconds left in this segment.
Man. So we'll have to get back on arrogance afterwards. Right. So remind me, I'll pick up this conversation when we get back. You're listening to the Get Warrior Tough radio show with Dutch and Andrew. We're talking about facts and truth. Buckle up, get your notepad, call a friend. Man, you got to hit play again on this thing. It's that good.